Good morning, everyone. I welcome you once again in this another session of Power System Studies, in which we were discussing about the AC power flow. In the last two lectures, we have seen what are the different types of power system studies, what are the AC power flow, what are the load flow analysis. In the last lecture, we have seen that what is the admittance matrix or admittance bus or the Y bus matrices, which are very essential for the analysis of power systems. Now, we have seen in the last lecture that what are the Y buses and what are the load flow analysis and how to compute the Y bus when there is no mutual coupling between the transmission lines or between the elements of the power system. Now, in this news lecture, we will be discussing about the power system studies with the AC power flow when there will be the mutual coupling between the lines. The prerequisites for this session is power system instrumentation and the switchgear and protection. If you have a brief knowledge about these as only, then also you will be able to understand the concepts of power system studies. In this reference, I would suggest to go through the power system analysis by Nagaraj Kothari, Tata Micro Hills. There is one another book. There is one another book which is your power system analysis by Gregner. This is also the published by Tata Micro Hills. Okay, so this one is also important book. This is one of the foreign author which has written this book very effectively. Now let's start with this formulation of Y bus matrix in the presence of mutually coupled elements. Now it is important to understand that when there is a mutual coupling between the two elements, then how the buses or the Y bus is being formed. Look at this figure number 2.9. In this, you will be able to understand that how the impedance ZC is connected between the node U and node V. This is an impedance ZC which is connected between the node U and node V. Okay, so similarly, the ZD is connected between the node X and Y. Now these two impedances are mutually coupled through a impedance of Zm. Okay, thus the current through the impedances, the voltages across the impedances, and the injected current at all the four nodes are also shown in the figure 2.9. That is, the current injected from the node U is IU. From the node V, it is IV. From node X, it is IX. From node Y, it is IY. Okay, and this is the current flowing through the impedance. IC is the current flowing through the impedance ZC, and ID is the current flowing through the ZD. Similarly, the voltages across the two impedances are VC and VD respectively. Now it's very now from figure 2.9, the relationship between the voltages and current associated with the two impedances can be written as VC VD is equal to ZC ZM ZM ZZ IC into this. We have just written this, we have written it into the matrix form, that is your associated voltages with the impedances and the impedance matrix and the current matrix vector. Now you can see we can take out the current vector on the left hand side and the voltage vector over here by inversing the impedance matrix. Okay, so when we do this, we will be getting that IC equal and IC, this current matrix vector will be equal to YC into YM, YM into YD. We have just converted the impedances into the equivalent admittances. Okay, so the two mutually coupled, these two we have seen this. This complete structure has been coupled, transformed into the impedance matrix, where YC is equal to what? ZD upon ZZ, ZD minus ZM square. YD is equal to ZC upon ZC into ZD minus ZM square. Ym is equal to minus Zm upon Zc into Zd minus Zm square. I hope this is clear to you. Now it is important to know that these have to be remembered when we are dealing with such type of mutual coupled lines. Okay, and this is your net equivalent impedance. We can say the current voltage current relationship for the admittances. Next is, now from this we can say, again from this figure 2.9, I will be writing the equations for the VC and VD. Now VC is what? This voltage VC will be equal to this node voltage VU minus node voltage VV. Okay, and similarly this VD will be equal to node voltage Vx minus V node voltage Vy. Okay, which has been written over here. Now if I write this, if I try to solve this, I will be substituting into this vector. I have taken this vector as a separate one, and this will become this one. So I can rewrite this equation into this form, where C is equal to this matrix, that is 1 minus 1 0 0 0 0 1 minus 1. Okay, let it be equation number 2.10. Okay, keeping it clear. Perfect. Now again from this figure, when I substitute the current values, that is your IU, IV, IX and IY, into the vector form of IC and ID, then I will be getting it as this one. This is your C matrix. This is what? This is C matrix transposed, okay, of the previous one. We will be getting this one. So I can write it as C transpose IC and ID. Okay, now from equation number 2.8 and 2.10, I can write that ICID is equal to this matrix which we have evolved, which we have calculated, can be written in this form. Okay, I just substituted this value by this C matrix and individual node voltages vector. Now it is very important to understand that this matrix C transpose is when I look at this, this was the one which we were getting, that is your ICID IC and this one with the admittance matrix. So I can take this admittance see composite matrix over here, and I will be writing it over here. Okay. So the transpose on the vector, then this, then again. So this these three terms can be solved separately, and this can be solved as this. This is a transpose matrix. This is the original one, and this is one. So when I solve this, I will be getting this as 1 minus 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 minus 1 yc minus yc bar ym minus ym bar ym minus ym bar yd bar minus yd bar. Okay, so let it be equation number 14. Now I will be writing this, that CT transpose will be nothing. I've just transformed into this equation. I've multiplied these two matrices. That means I will be getting like this way. It will be YC plus 0, then YC bar minus YM, okay, and so on over here. Okay, so when I multiply this element with this one, first of all, then this with this one, I've done just a simple matrix calculation. Okay, so I will be getting this one YC minus YC bar, YM bar minus YM bar, and so on. I will be getting a matrix of how much? Rows into columns. How many rows are there? 3 is to 4 columns. Okay. Now this from this equation number 2.2212 and 2.15, we can write that this is equal to this current matrix. This matrix which I was discussing about, this from this 2.12, from this 2.12, I can rewrite this complete equation into this way. Okay, that is IU bar, IV, IX, and IY. This is the node current vector for the four nodes IU, IV, IX, and IY, and this complete matrix is came over here into the node voltages of the system of the figure 2.9. Okay, so from this equation 2.16, I can write the equation for IU, that IU is equal to YC into VU minus YC into VV minus YM into VX, sorry, plus YM into VX minus YM into VY. So this is the one which we have got. Okay. Now what we have done, we have we have just substituted this extra terms, that is your VMVX minus VMVY and plus VMVU minus VMVU. Okay, we have written these two terms extra. Okay, plus minus. We have added one and we have subtracted one as in this equation. And we have taken the common factors. Now the common thing is that the YC is equal to YC into VU minus, where it is gone, VV, and ym minus ym is taken common, and it will be equal to what? Vu minus Vx. Similarly, Vu minus Vy for this plus y. Okay, that is the equation number 2.17. Now this can be written as that Iu is equal to what? This is your what? This is your current IUV. This is your current IUX, and this is your current IUY. Okay, so we will be getting this current equation at node U. At node u. Let it be equation number 2.18. Now similarly, the IV can be also be calculated. IV will be equal to minus Vc into Vu plus Vc into Vu minus Vm into Vx plus Vm into Vy. Now we have added plus subtracted and added these two terms extra, and we have taken the common terms Vc, sorry Yc minus Ym and plus Ym. And when we taken out the common terms, this will be the current for I UV. This will be the common term for I Vy, and this will be the common term for I Vx. Okay, so this will be getting the equation. I have taken this equation number as a 2.10. Similarly, the current for the Ix can also be calculated. Then Ix is equal to VMVU minus VMVy VDVx minus VDVy. So I have added again these two components extra plus minus for balancing the equations. Now when balancing the equations, I will be getting this current equation for Ixy, this current equation for Ixu, and this current equation for Ixv. Now let us, this is the equation which we will be getting. This is Ix is equal to Ixy, Ixu and Ixv. Now from these three equations we can confer one thing, that we can infer that when we are dealing with the V node, then it is always with the Vu, Vy and Vx, the remaining three currents. When we are dealing with the X, the other nodes, Ix, Iu, Iy, Iu and Iv. Okay, so I have written this equation for as a 2.22. Next is, now from these equations 2.18, 2.20 and 2.22. Now these can be represented by a partial network as shown in the figure. In the next slides I will show you. Now before this, this is another equation, last row equation. This is your Iy. Now Iy is been also been calculated and shown over here in the as the equation number in the figure 2.13. So this is a figure for 10 for this IV, Iu, Ix and Iy. Okay. Now let's see these one by one. Now let's see this equation, this figure 2.10. Now this is the injected current at node U. Okay, and we are having three terms, that is I Ux, I Uy and I Uv. X, Y and U are the three different nodes with their associated admittances. Okay. Similarly, from this equation number 2.11, I can make this figure. That is, when the current is injected from the node V, then it will be IUV plus IVX plus IVY with the associated admittances. Similarly, the equation number 2.22 will give me this figure. When the current is been injected from, when the current is been injected from where? From Ix. Okay, it will be equal to Ixu, Ixy and Ixv. Okay, with the associated admittances. Is this clear to you? Now similarly, when we will dealing about the equation number 2.23, the equation will be like this. I'll show you. Just before this, let me show you, let me tell you something, that it can be observed that equation number 2, 3 is also represented by equation 2.13, figure 2.13. Therefore, the current relationship of equation number 2.16 is adequately represented by figure 2.13. Therefore, the figure 2.13 can be considered as an equivalent circuit of 2.9. It does not contain any mutual admittance. Usual method or Weber's formulation can be adopted for this circuit also. We can also find the Weber's for the non-coupling transmission lines by using the current injection method. Okay, a current has been injected at each of the node and then the volt values have been calculated. Now, figure 2.13 shows that the most of the general case in all of these nodes are distinct from each other. Now, how they are distinct, let's see. Now, it is important that in many cases, the mutual coupling exists between the two elements which have one common node between them. The equivalent circuit for this case is also derived from figure 2.13. That means when we are having a common node, that can also be derived from in the same manner as we have derived for the equation figure 2.13. For an example, let's say that if node V and Y are common, say it's W, okay, then the equivalent circuit becomes as shown in figure 2.14. This is equation figure 2.13. Okay. Now, if we have this common node, that is V and Y, let us assume this common node V and Y as a W, like this. Then also we can compute the same into the same method, that the at W node we will be injecting a current IW. Okay, and in similar way we will be identifying the admittances for each of the buses, between the each of the buses. Now again, usual method for Weber's formulation can be adopted for these two circuits also. For these two circuits, that is figure 1.2, 2.15 and 2.14. Okay. Now this is a figure in which the U and V nodes have been taken common as node S. Now similarly, the current IS will be injected into the bus and the formulation of Y bus will be done. Okay, I think this is clear to you. There should not be any doubt remaining in this. If you have still any doubts, you can drop me into the comment section that how we are going to develop it. Okay, now let's discuss them these one by one again. Okay, now in this ym is what? This ym was your mutual coupling between y bus u and x. This was your mutual admittance between u and x. In reality, the u and x nodes were not connected. Remember, okay, they were not connected. Okay, but their impedances were mutually coupled. Okay, this was your initial diagram. This was the initial system. Okay, this is your ix or id, sorry, and this is your ic. Is this clear? So this ym is your mutual admittance between the u and x. Similarly, between x and y, x and u, the mutual admittance between ym and there is one more mutual admittance between the u and y, and one between the v and y. Okay, with the mutual admittances of minus ym and ym respectively. Is this clear? That's how these three combined figures which we have seen earlier are connected, interlinked to each other to form a Y bus when we are having the mutual coupling between the buses. I hope this is clear to you now. Okay. Next is one more point is to be noted. Now let's see the MCQs. The question number one says that the dimension of the Y bus of the bus incidence matrix is where B is the number of branches and N is the number of nodes. What is the what will be the dimension of a bus incidence matrix? Okay, will it be B cross N is minus 1? Okay, or will it be B into 2N? Will it be N into B, or will it be 2N into B? Yes, tell me. Yes, the correct answer is B into N minus 1. That is, it will be the number of bus branches into the number of nodes minus 1. Okay, branches into node minus 1. This is your dimension. Okay, like the rows into columns. Okay, this will be your columns, these will be your rows. How many rows will be there? The rows will be equal to the number of branches. And it will be equal to the number of nodes. Now the next question. The primitive network is set of individual elements of the power system. The primitive network is what? Is it a set of individual elements of power system? Is it a set of coupled elements which gives information regarding the characteristics of individual elements only? Is it a set of uncoupled elements which gives information regarding the characteristic of individual elements only, or the none of the above? Think about it. We will be discussing it soon. It is to be noted that it could not be the set of individual elements. Okay, it cannot only be the individual elements. Second, a set of coupled elements which gives the information regarding the characteristics of individual elements. Yes, it may be an individual element, the characteristics of individual elements, but it could not be the coupled elements. It could not be the coupled elements. It will be the uncoupled elements. So the correct answer is C. That is a set of uncoupled elements which gives the information regarding the characteristics of individual elements only. And this is not an option. I hope this is clear to you now. The next question is The performance equation of any branch I in the impedance form will be what? The performance equation of any branch I in the impedance form will be what? Yes, think about it. Now we know that Vi is equal to what? Generally, it is Zi into I matrix. Okay. Now it has to be the performance equation. This is not exact performance equation, but in fact we will be having one more component, that is your E of I. So this is your correct answer, that is Vi plus Ei equal to Zi into I. Okay. Now read the question number 4. The performance equation of any branch I in the admittance form will be what? Think about it. We are having this for the impedance, and this one is been asked for the admittance. Think about it. It will be your B option. That is your current I into Ji, sorry, plus Ji equal to Yi into Bi. Okay, it is quite opposite to this one. Okay, we can have a different form of this. Now the fifth question says that the matrix Z and Y is is diagonal is diagonal if what? If there is a mutual coupling between the elements, if there is a mutual coupling between no mutual coupling between the elements, the power system is not real, and the power system is in fault. So will it be possible to have a power system which is not real? Yes, tell me. No, it cannot be a possible that the power system could not be real. This option is wrong. Okay, this is not possible. The power system is in fault. It doesn't matter whether the system is in fault or not. First of all, we cannot go for the fault analysis with Y buses. Though we can go with the Y bus also, but it don't contain the complete information. Okay, the Y bus does not contain the complete information about the network. It is just reflecting the admittances of the system. So for the fault analysis, it is always better to have a Z bus. That is your impedance matrix, which we will be discussing in the coming sessions. So another thing is that it will be diagonal. No, it will not be a diagonal if there is a mutual coupling. It will not be a diagonal because we have seen the diagonal elements are not similar as in case of mutual coupling. They are different. But in case of the mutual, when there is no mutual coupling, the Z and Y is diagonal. The Z matrix, impedance matrix, and Y matrix, Y buses are diagonal to each other. Okay, diagonal means that means Y12 is equal to Y21, or in general, Yij is equal to Y of Ji. Is this clear? Now, question number 6. In direct inspection method, the equation of the first diagonal element Y bus of the 3-bus system is what? It is of A, B, C, D. Okay. Tell me. Let us take this three buses, bus number 1, bus number 2, and bus number 3. Okay. Now it is asking the first diagonal element. Obviously, when we are dealing with the bus matrix of 3 buses, then it will be a 3 cross 3 matrix. The first element would be Y11, second would be the Y22, and third would be the Y33. Okay, so the first element would be the Y11. So will it be this one? No. Will it be this one? No. Will it be this one? No. Okay, so what will be the remaining option? That is your answer A. Is this clear? Now, the seventh question. Seventh question says that in direct inspection method, the element Y12 is what? Now, Y12 is your, we call it what? Mutual admittances, or we can say off diagonal element. It is your off diagonal element. It is your off diagonal element. So when we are having an off diagonal element in the direct inspection method, and when it is a no coupling method, then we can say that Y of Ij is equal to what? Y of Ji. That means Y of 1 2 is equal to Y of Y21. Okay, and also we have seen that these are negative values. These are the negative values. So Y12 will be what? It will be Y of minus of Y12. So the correct option is answer B. Okay. Now the next question is the diagonal term Y bus is what? Is it a self admittance? Is a mutual admittance? It is self or mutual both. I have told you in the last lecture that the diagonal terms are called as a self admittances. These are called as a self admittances. The correct answer is 8. Now question number 9. Now look at this. This is your question number 10. Another question. Now the question number 9 says that now according to the singular transformation method, the Y bus is what? Is it A transpose Y? This is A transpose A. This is A transpose YA, and this is none of those. Think about it. We will discuss it soon. Now, what is the answer? The correct answer is C. Correct answer is C. Okay. Now, the last question, question number 10, is a numerical question. It has been said that the A matrix has been given and the Z primitive has been given. Okay, then we have to find out the y bus. Now how to do this? We know that to calculate the y bus, what we have to do? We have to transform this impedances into the admittances. So can we directly convert it? No, we cannot directly convert it. We cannot do this. This is a wrong method. So how to do this? I've told you that how to do this. Yes, tell me. In the previous slides, I've told you what to do. We are having this matrix -1 0 0 1 0 -1 1 0 0 0 -1 1. Tell me. Try to solve this. The correct answer is answer number A. I will solve it in the next. First, you try yourself. Then I will. So, if you have any doubts or you have any queries, drop your comments in the comment section box. Please like it, share, and subscribe. Thank you.